The Share Pickers Weekend Podcast with Justin, Paddy, Peter and Steve. The content of this podcast is not intended as investment advice. It is for information purposes only. People in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Welcome to the Weekend Podcast. I'm joined by Pete.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hi there, Pete. And
Hi.
not Paddy, not Steve.
No.
Steve's
No.
in Malta. You know, he's doing this House of Streams thing. These gamers are, it's like a Big Brother kind of thing, but it's gamers, and they're all gaming. And by the way, temperature in Chandlersford, which is where I am now, 27 degrees. Temperature in Malta, 24. Yeah, take that, Steve.
Yeah.
You've got
Exactly.
abroad in this big cushy holiday work thing in the sun, in the villa. And do you know what? It's freezing there, 24 degrees. We're here, it's roasting at 27. Yeah.
In the House of Dreams. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
By the way, it's Megan's birthday tomorrow, right?
Oh,
And
okay.
she likes to make a big deal of birthdays, and for the kids especially, she buys too much. Buys way too much, silly stuff. And they always come down, they got balloons and streamers and all this stuff, and a table full of presents, cash, thousands of pounds of cash everywhere. And trouble is, when it's her birthday, it's just three blokes, the boys, two boys and me, and we're rubbish, and so I spend about 2 weeks beforehand asking, what do you want? What do you want? It's nothing really. Don't get me. It's fine. Don't get me anything. I said, come on, I've no clue. Help me out here. Help me out. And then she plays it down. I don't want anything. Comes the birthday, and I just get a Moonpig card. And a bottle of Prosecco, the flashy ones, nice pink cover. And then she looks disappointed and says, is that all you got me, is it? All the effort I put in. All the effort I put in for your birthdays, and that's all you got me, is it?
Yeah.
And she plays on that for like 6 months, And so tomorrow, I'm going to do exactly the same. Get a Moonpig card and a bottle of Prosecco. That's it. I'm not going to change. Because, do you know what? I just realised what she enjoys lording it up over me and using the guilty, card. The guilt card, me not making the effort. And for 6 months, she enjoys that. Just says, well, do you remember what you did for my birthday? And she loves that, And there's nothing I could buy her that'd be a bigger present for her than that. That alone.
Yeah. Right. Are you sure?
She'd love, I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to say. I said, come on, you enjoy lording it up. Now, if you're in a marriage, it's a lot of competitiveness there. And it's about, winning on certain things. And I think she enjoys the fact that she's very good at birthdays and I'm not. And I admit that. Yeah. She enjoys lording it up for 6 months, saying, winding me up about it, saying, do you remember my birthday? What did you get me? Oh, yeah, nothing. Yeah, remember that? Yeah. So
I'm going to send her a card and 2 bottles of Prosecco.
Yeah. Well, it's too late for even Moonpig now, isn't it, really?
Yeah, probably.
Do you use Moonpig? It is good. It's renamed it, saying, rename it something like, I can't think of anything. This makes it look like I've made a bit of effort.com.
Yeah.
Made a bit of effort.com, thelastminute.com. That's
that's already gone, I think.
Yeah, lastminute.com is gone. But basically is that. That'd be better for cards, wouldn't it? Because that's what blokes do.
Yes.
I chuck up a couple of photographs. Looks like I've really personalised it. And I've made a bit of an effort. It's taken me 5 minutes, that. And it costs five quid.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of petrol station flowers, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, just grab a bunch of flares for the lady.
Yeah. And I think she. But the thing is, I think you're less making H cards, but you're less likely to put that in the bin because if your face is on it. What are you less likely? That's what it comes down to. What are you less likely to throw in the bin? And and so I think lastminute.com for Moonpig would be perfect.
Yeah.
If you look at the demographic, I bet it's mostly men. Isn't it?
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And are you going to send her an e-card instead then, because you've left it so late?
Yeah,
that's even worse.
The e-card. I know.
Check your inbox.
they were fashionable for a while, weren't they? But I think even people stopped telling me those things. Yeah, it's annoying. It's spam.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay.
No, you didn't. I put a lot of effort into that. Did you? Yes. It's an email, but it's literally Moonpig is one step up from that, isn't it? Really, It's so that's here in the drawer. I've got the Moonpig card. Yeah. I got the pink bottle of Prosecco, which is it's almost these flash cars, these flash Ferraris. They're wrapped in pink.
Yeah,
it's like that kind of pink. It's really special.
Wow.
I've also a couple of balloons and a thing. So perfect.
Do you reckon this time she might leave you?
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully.
Okay.
No, it's like the misery of winding me up for a year. So is that all you've done for my birthday? Yes, you did. It was on Moonpig, didn't I? What do you want? Those are memories right there on Moonpig. Anyway, look at that. I put a Twitter survey out last week. I forgot to put it on the podcast. Paddy's supposed to be here. Paddy was. He did say he was the first to respond on WhatsApp. I said, "Are you going to do podcast tonight, boys?
Yep.
In your half an hour format? Because sometimes I go on too long. Behind you do. Me not. But and he said, 6 p.m. We do it earlier, 6 p.m. And you jumped in. You said 6 p.m. So Paddy seemed like, he's honest this week. He seemed pretty honest. But I suppose that's the best way of being deceitful, is to be honest up front. And then say, I never saw that coming. If you want to be a very good scammer, you've got to come across as honest, haven't you? If you come across as dodgy, then so put yourself up straight away and say, right, then not turn up. Perfect. Anyway, so last week this survey I put out, markets in the US are rallying. And this applies this week, actually. Above ranges.
Right.
And it said, are we starting a new bull market? And 50.6% of people said yes. And yes. And 49.4% said no.
Okay.
But it's nuts because if you look at it at the moment, right, the Nasdaq is now 29% from its bottom, its low, and S&P 500 20%, which they are a technical bull market. Once you're 20% from the top, if you sell off, that's a bear market. 20% from the bottom is a bull market. So they are in a technical bull market. Nasdaq more than the rest. But and if you compare that, like over here, FTSE 100 up 10%, FTSE 250 a bit more, 15%, FTSE 350 up 11%, but the AIM 50, right, is up 2.78% from its bottom. What a load of rubbish.
That's it. And that is noticeable, isn't it?
Yeah. AIM 100 up 3.38, and the AIM all share, which is all that together, 2.12% off the low. That's embarrassing, AIM. Come on. Trouble is, AIM is go on.
Well, I was going to say, it's generally like low sentiment or a fear of the risk that's associated with, I suppose, with AIM, and people are just hedging their bets, keeping their money safer in bigger stocks or under the mattress, and AIM is suffering as a result.
I think there's two reasons. One, there's a lot of shit on AIM.
There is. Oh yeah,
a lot of crap. So I should say, sorry, that's a bit more polite word. There is a lot of crap on AIM. Absolute rubbish. They shouldn't be there. I mean, I see on a regular basis, I can name 3 companies that I think either they're really bad business ideas or they're frauds. Yeah. One begins with T, one begins with S, but literally they are very popular as well because the CEOs are rampy as hell. They just say they're the next big thing. Is nonsense. And they're both sort of based around the crypto area. But there's a lot of crap. And also AIM has to, there's a lot of loss-making companies that are crap. They wouldn't be a viable business. And if they're listed, well, they're not a viable business. They're literally, they're on the market just to raise money and rinse in shareholders, basically sell them a field of dreams and then give them a field of horse shit. That's what it actually turns out with. Look at this wonderful meadow full of flowers. Would you like to buy this? They say, yes, I'll buy that. And you hand your money over. And that was an artist representation. What you've actually got is this bog peat full of horse crap. That's what you've got. That's what you've bought.
You're very sweary today.
Yeah. Well, it annoys me because I see these people. There's people on Twitter who are believing in these companies, and that's why. And a lot of them don't make any money. They wouldn't be a business if it wasn't if they didn't have shares to issue, which is free money to imbeciles. Then they wouldn't be in business. If they went to a bank and say we want to set this business, the bank would say get lost. The bank would just laugh them out of the door. Get out, you fool! That's not a business. That's it's a field of horse crap.
But. It's interesting and frustrating.
They can't. Funny, they can't raise money. It's hard to raise money in this environment. Yes. And when the bear market bites, you see this, and it takes down a lot of stocks who are loss making, and that's a lot of AIM because it is a market for startups essentially. But some of those companies on AIM have been starting up for 20 years. It's like they're still starting up, But
that's what I was going to say. It's frustrating for those companies and shareholders of those companies that aren't like that and are actually generally good businesses that are actually starting to make progress, I'll do well. And you think some of that money, it would be quite good if it diverted into these stocks because, they deserved a higher valuation and they deserved actually to be above. Well, I suppose they are above the dross, but
it does get tainted.
Clear out the dross, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It paints the whole market.
Yeah, drain the swamp. That's what you got. That's what you got there. They sell you a field of flowers and dreams, a meadow of beautiful flowers, and basically it's a swamp. That's what the actuality is of some of these businesses. And there is, and it does get. I mean. Tarred with the same brush. You don't say that these days, or is that racist? I don't know what is. I don't know. Do you know what? I don't know. There's a lot of things these days that you don't say. It's like odd, isn't it? I mean, I don't mean to be offensive anyway, but it just. Paddy
no,
swearing.
I think that's okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but a lot of people say AIM's rubbish. There's some very good business on AIM. I've done lots of, down the spreadsheet or the financial statement. There's a lot of good businesses with good margins, turnover, profit. And unfortunately, you get the dross at the bottom tainting the whole barrel. And if it's a barrel at the bottom, some of them are at the bottom of the barrel, but there's some stuff right good at the top of the barrel is very good. But that's the trouble. Yeah. But and also, anyway, so you've got AIM on one side. There's a lot of startups, basically fantasy stocks that will not get anywhere, and so they've really gone down to 100%. And in fact, and also in America, in NASDAQ, for example, or 30% almost, you've got the AI hype, in some of the big stocks, and just 7 stocks, right? And listen to this, and the S&P, just 7 stocks make up 50% of the S&P 500. There's 500 stocks in that indices. They're the 500 biggest in America, publicly listed. The 500 biggest stocks in America, publicly listed, and 7 make up 50% of the weighting of it. Do you know what they are? Which stocks they are? Have a guess.
Well, all the FANG stocks.
Go on. Go on. Give me them. Give me the names. Go on. 7. Everyone at home, play along. Yeah, play along. Yeah.
Facebook.
Meta. It's 1, yes. Meta. Go on.
Apple.
Apple 2, yes. 2 to 7.
Amazon.
3 out of 7, yes.
Yeah. Netflix.
Netflix is not there. It's dropped out at the moment, but it's rallying.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. Google.
Alphabet, yes. That's 4 to 7. Go on.
4 to 7. Microsoft?
Yes, 5 out of 7. You need there. 2 more. Come on, Peter. Richest man in the world?
Oh, yeah, of course. Elon Musk. So Tesla?
Tesla, yeah. Of course.
Tesla.
Tesla. And have you said... What else have you said? Have you said Amazon? No, you said Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one more that had a real massive rally of late. And in fact, Cathie Wood sold out of it before it rallied. But I didn't realise Cathie Wood did hold it for a while, actually. She made good money on it, but she could have made a lot more money on it, but she made good money, apparently.
NVIDIA.
Yeah, NVIDIA. So that's it.
Is it Boots?
Yeah,
there it is.
I was saying, Pat, that 7 companies make up 50%. The American markets are now in a bull market, right? What AIM is not. It's a dross, because I'm saying, essentially, there's a lot of crap on AIM that really have dragged the whole indices down, that never make money, ever, and they're basically lifestyle companies that are rubbish, and the CEOs are selling you a field of dreams, when actually what you're buying is essentially a swamp of crap.
Now he tells us.
Oh, right, good.
But and also, startup companies, need to raise money. But yeah, so AIM is up 2.12% from its low, whereas Nasdaq's up 29% from its low, and S&P 500 is 20% up. And I said largely because on the one side there's a lot of crap on AIM, raising money, not making money, never will. But also S&P 500 and Nasdaq are dominated by these big companies that they've got this AI hype around them. So that's what's lifted it a bit. But they're hopefully saying now, will the market be broadened? Will the rally broaden a bit? Will it broaden wider to the rest of the indices and get somewhere else? Because it may trickle down and all this stuff. So I don't think it will. I think we're in for a still long bad time in the economy yet. And but there we are.
Brilliant. Okay, I'm glad I joined.
Yeah, by the way, where have you been, Pat? I was saying you're the one that was quite... 6 o'clock, let's do that. Yeah. First with a reply, but then...
Where is all the reminders? There's normally an hour of reminders warming up.
10 minutes, I thought you were up for it. Warming up, don't need to warm up in this weather. You've missed that. We're saying 27 degrees here. It's, Steve is, it's freezing, it's 24. So, anyway. By the way...
How is Malta?
I don't know what it's like. Maybe in Malta. Have I been? No, I have been in Malta, I think. Yeah, we went when Fred was a kid. But anyway, listen, Cathie Wood, who's supposed to this hedge fund man is a genius that picked all these tech stocks. And she did well at Nvidia, but apparently she sold before the big rally a couple of weeks back. But apparently she did well maybe before that. But she literally manages billions. I think it's about 7 billion is her fund's worth, right? 7 billion. And I just saw an interview with her, and I come to the conclusion she's insane. I genuinely think she's insane. She was on there and she was saying, so we have a target for Bitcoin. The base case scenario, she said, is 680,000, with a bull case scenario of over 1 million, 1.4 million for Bitcoin. And so I went on, so what's she basing this on, right? And it's all supposition. It's all absolute crap. If you get a company and it's churning out profits, and you say generally the peer group of these would trade on to say 10 times, earnings, You can't do that with Bitcoin. It's all fancy rubbish.
Do you think it's a coincidence that she also bought loads of Coinbase shares this week?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think, people. She's on CNBC saying this, and thinking, you're full of crap. You're absolutely full of rubbish. It's no evidence backing this up. You're just saying that Bitcoin. But do you know what it does? It's very clever, isn't it? You think, oh, will it? Well, I'll buy some Bitcoin then. It does make you think that, doesn't it? Because she's a hedge fund manager. People assume she's got some backing up. If you look at it, I went through a presentation, downloaded it from the Arc Innovation website, and it's very well presented. Even the font is very well, just done on the PDF. It's very clever, and it looks like there's a lot of science behind it. But it's not. It's just basically they're saying we think the total, addressable market will be like 40% penetration case for Bitcoin will be like 40% base case, 50% bull case. That would make it worth 1.48 million per Bitcoin. I think, how do you know it's going to be that? It's like they don't know that it's going to be addressable markets from that size, do they? It's going to be, so all these tables and numbers, and it almost validates it, gives it a bit of credibility. And you think she's just making all this up. All these figures are made up. They're all made up, all of them.
Yeah, well, I mean that's how capitalism works, no?
No, but at least if you've got a company that's been churning out profit and growing sensibly over years and years, you've got a track record there, right? But this is a digital currency that you can't pretty much use for anything.
It's all meaningless. The whole lot's meaningless.
Yeah, but the thing is, we have digital currencies. We have them. We've had them for years. I can pay you via my bank right now. And digitally, there's no money changes hands. It's digital. Why is Bitcoin going to change that? It's not. I'm not going to start not selling you pounds because I'm sending you Bitcoin. Because why are you sending me bloody Bitcoin? I don't want Bitcoin. I want pounds. It's like I'm going to send you a quarter of a Bitcoin. So it's nonsense. Anyway, I just realised it's all scamming, isn't it? All of it. It's nuts. Anyway,
you've had a good week, haven't you?
Yeah. I've got to say, I'm in my office. I'm sweating like a piglet. Yeah. By the way, I've had quite a good week. Do you know what? I created a hope hypertension spreadsheet.
God. That's what we all needed.
Boys, I was expecting some enthusiasm there. It's like a panto.
It's taken a long time. It's been quite a few spreadsheets.
No, but I was trying. What I've done is I've looked at a lot of winners, over the last few years. That when I say hope hypertension, I mean I'm not talking about the dross of AIM, like oil and gas exploration, or someone drilling mud in Africa and they found some, literally half a gram in a ton of mud. It's like that's what it is when you're drilling for stuff, right? If you look at the mineral content, it is like sort of it's like it's not even a couple of grand. You get 1 gram per ton. That's nuts, isn't it? You could find that anywhere, couldn't you? If I dug up my back garden, surely I'd find a quarter of a gram of copper in a ton of soil, wouldn't I? That's what he's found a bonanza grade. But that's what it is. That's how they measure. They measure in tons, grams per ton. 1 gram is half decent. But that's crazy, isn't it? How much crap you have to sift through to get, a little bit of mineralisation there. But you could find that anyway, couldn't you? Can you?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Anyway.
Well, anyway, yeah.
I'm not an expert in this area.
No. Yeah, anyway, I'm not talking about those kind of stocks. I'm talking about companies that I think, and I put I've looked at winners previously and looked at the criteria. And there's a lot of criteria there, and size in it, of course. But innovation is one. Is this company innovating in its field? That's a very important one. Also, IP. Is their IP protected? So if they're innovating and they haven't protected their IP, it can be nicked, of course. So that's very important. So you get that. But also, a very important bit is do they have agreements with bigger partners? Have they signed deals with the bigger partners? That kind of thing. Because that's very good. Because if you've got a bigger partner that's almost signing up your technology and they are in that field, that says to you basically, they haven't got that tech themselves. Even though they're spending billions on R&D, they haven't got that tech. And in fact, Polarian falls into that category. Now Philips and all that, they've signed up with Philips, one of the biggest MRI manufacturers in the world. Philips haven't got that tech. Now they have. It's in the machines. And so that's very good. So, I'm quite proud of that. So I've gone through that filter, and also momentum plays into that, because no point investing in stock unless there's momentum there. But there's a couple of other things as well. But
A little bit of luck.
Yeah, a little bit of luck. Yeah. But the thing is, right at the moment, I just realised, and I do think, if you look at it, we've had a lot of rubbish figures, right, from house builders and all that stuff, and mortgage rates. We know there's been really bad, haven't we, all these figures come out. And yet, house builders, for example, have not revisited the lows back in October. So even though quite a few of them have come up with profit warnings and giving dire outlooks, you realise maybe that's the bottom market then. The bottom market's in because they're not going any lower. And you realise when bad news comes out and the market doesn't go any lower, that's it. That's the bottom. And you realise, in fact, okay, so it's really been a really hard work the last 18 months, absolutely dreadful work. But the bear market is a discount you can get in the stock market. And it doesn't happen very often. 20% drawdowns in the indices doesn't happen very often. And so, this is the time to play around and start sort of looking for these amazing companies. So I do believe in 2-3 years' time you'll look back and see something like Polarian, or even things like Destiny Pharma, and thinking, I can't believe I got it for that price. It's nuts. And that you'll only get that kind of discount in bear markets. So you think, why don't people buy in bear markets? Why? Because we've been almost cut 1,000 times on the way down. But now we're down here. There's only one way to go. Yep. Go sideways for a while and up. And then, before you know it, you'll be like 20-30% up, and then realizing, in fact, I should have really bought some more than there when we were bumping on the bottom for a while. Yeah. It's just the sentiment's really bad. Anyway, I was re-looking at it. I'm going to do a little video this weekend of Destiny Farm. I was just looking at that. It's very interesting that I just genuinely think they wanted him out. I was looking at that because Dr. Barker, the lady who's taken over from Neil Clark, right? At Novartis, she had several senior roles, including head of development for anti-infectives and immunology at Novartis. Novartis is massive. Mm-hmm. And so that's what Destiny Pharma is, anti-infectives, basically. Neil Clark didn't have that background. And then also medical lead for Swiss-based anti-infective, again, anti-infective specialist, Polyfor. They did a highly successful IPO on the Swiss exchange. She was in charge of that. And Neil Clark's two previous positions was CFO. That means chief financial operator. He was just a numbers guy. She's a drug guy. And also, the board bought 60 grand worth of shares as soon as he went. So what's going on here? And this week, they've been at the Bio International Convention in Boston. And if you look on that website, they're under the partnering section, looking for partners on their drugs, right? And if you look at, if you just do a click on the hashtag on Twitter of Bio 2023, some massive companies there. GSK, all the big guys. George Freeman's there. He's the Minister of State, Science, Technology and Innovation from the UK. Good. So it's a really big event in Boston. So I'm thinking they want him out. And it's annoying, the share price has just dropped by like 5 pence from 35 to sort of 30 pence. It's gone on the bottom. But I think they've got now a better setup there anyway. So I'm quite big. But listen, the bear, why doesn't people buy in a bear market then? I mean, I understand going down is really hard, but it's like, you realise in about 2-3 years' time, the stocks will be a lot higher. And you don't get this chance very often, do you? You know?
But it's the uncertainty of when that bear market will finish and when you will see that return, isn't it? And it's frustrating. I'd
rather have the opposite, to be honest.
Right.
But
yeah, I'd just rather have it keep on going up forever.
Yeah.
That would be easier.
Yeah. If we could arrange that for next time, that would be great, because this is really boring.
Yeah, but you know what? It is really boring. Do you remember, it's amazing, though. The sentiment of the top of the bull market is phenomenal. You'd be surprised how many companies IPO'd at the top of the market. Because why? Because everything was going well and the money was cheap. And people think it's going to go higher and higher and higher. Of course, in hindsight, it's not. And you realise there's so many bad companies that perform badly since the IPO. They've halved or, more than that, 40, 50% down. There's a couple of them, 90% down from the IPO. So you realise they're overpriced, money was cheap. And you think, that was it's always, whenever you see people expanding their business, it's generally when money is easy, everything's going well, and that's the top of the market. People take out debt, and almost like that's the worst time to take out debt, is the top of the market. But no one knows it's the top of the market, do they? That's the trouble. Everything's hunky dory.
Going back to your comment right at the start, in terms of obviously the FTSE's up and the 250's up, but the AIM is really struggling.
FTSE's only up at 10% or 11%. I mean, 250's up to 15%, but AIM is up 2%. Yeah,
but that's what I mean. Sorry, comparatively.
Yeah.
But, what is it that's going to kickstart a recovery for AIM stocks?
It will start. The bigger indices will start first, and then you realise the people have made decent return of bigger stocks, and then they've rallied quite a bit. And people will say, "Okay, let's look down the market." Then. Basically, people increase their risk tolerance. At the moment, people don't want risks. They want sensible stocks, dividend paying, all that stuff. They don't want risks. They're too volatile at the moment. They may go under. But then, as soon as everything starts flying, you find risk tolerance goes up. People, and that's why top the market. People are investing in monkey pictures for £1 million. That is where risk tolerance is out the window. What are you doing? It's a monkey picture. You're paying £1 million for it. Yeah, but these things are going to be £6 million. They're not going to be £6 million. We are now the top of the market. That's obvious. When stupid investments are made, very high risk investments are made, and people are chucking loads of money at stupid things. That's the top of the market. Right now, we are. You should go the other way. Someone's like, so things will filter down. The people will want bigger reward, but at the moment people are just happy with any reward because it's been so hard. So as soon as the markets start rallying, people will say, let's take on more risk, and then you get the money filtering down. It doesn't take long, so because there's still good money to be had amongst big stocks at the moment because a lot of them are on the floor. So, but once they start rallying, you just feel right, and you get like 30-40% gains in those people. Okay, let's go for 50-60%. Let's go for 100%. Let's go for 200%. And you only get that amongst smaller and micro cap stocks. And that's where they'll go, and that's when they'll start really taking off. And you will see a couple of 100% in some of these stocks, easy. Player in Destiny Farm, and these, and even the small caps we hold, like XP Factory, all that, Trufin, all that. Well, they were rallying like crazy. You watch.
So that pattern that you just like the big stocks moving first, and then you see the smaller stocks have a recovery. That's what typically happens on the back of a bear market, is it?
Yeah, normally you get small caps will go in first, come out first, but I think it's different here because we've got higher interest rates and the cost of capital, cost of money is expensive. So it's literally these small caps are finding it hard to raise money, so that's why they can't do it. So it's they're in trouble. But I think once you get inflation coming down, interest rates coming down, they'll start flying. And I think one of the good places to be as well, if interest rates come down, housing stocks, a good place to be. Smaller ones like MJ Gleeson, something like that, because they'll start flying once interest rates come down because. Of course, they're struggling because of mortgage rates. Anyway, okay, last 5 minutes of the show. We did this last week. Steve came up with the format here, really. I said, pick a number.
I know, I heard.
I got some headline stories here. Pick a number, and I said, Steve just said 7. I thought, okay, I was going to read you at the 2. But, so I'm going to give you a little quiz, first of all, right? So, first of all, the quiz isn't picking a number, but give me a number between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 number. Give me a number, 1 and 18.
24.
Right, yeah, you've failed there. You see, it's between the 1 and the 18. You can't go above that.
Got it. 22.
Right, Pat, you go first. Help him out. What? 1.
Number 1.
Okay. What has experienced, right, an annual fall for the first time in a decade? What? Just been talking about it, really. The price of something. Heavy fingers on the keyboard.
Hold on.
What?
Prices of something experience fall for the first time in a decade. Anyone? Pete, go for it. It's open.
The elderly.
I find it very hard to say decade. Is it decade? Decade. Yeah, decade.
Decade.
What is it? Decade, is it? Decade.
It's decade.
Is it house prices?
House prices, yes. First time. That's significant. And when was the last time that happened? Pretty much, just after the house. In fact, 2012, it dipped down, and then before that, 2009. It was
just over a decade ago.
Yeah, that's right, decade. Okay. Pete, give us a number, fella. Go on.
Yeah, 8.
8. Okay. Someone has watered down a green project pledge of spending lots of money on the economy.
Yes. I saw that. It's Labour, isn't it? The Shadow Energy Minister.
That Labour bird. That bird in charge of the money in Labour. Shadow.
Is she Shadow Chancellor, is she?
They really missed an opportunity there, didn't they? I mean, it feels to me like at every possible opportunity they should be saying, no, the Tories have absolutely screwed up the economy, therefore this is what we have to do. And I don't think they really drummed that point home enough.
No.
Yeah, she said because the Tories have crashed the economy. Rachel Reeves said they've gone back, rode back on their pledge to invest $28 billion a year in green industry if it wins power, saying it needs to be responsible with the public finance. I think they've just done the numbers and realised, we can't do that actually. We've messed up on the figures.
That's what they've done,
they've got a decimal point wrong somewhere. Oh, hang on a sec. That's 20. Rachel, did you say 28 billion? Yes? No. We're going to do 2.8. What? I told them now. I'm going to 28 billion. I said, you fools. Bloody hell. I'm not going to write. Just say the Tories crashed the economy. Okay, good idea. We'll go with that. That's what's happened there.
They're going to do it, though, aren't they? Just in the second half of the Parliament.
Okay, all right. Pad, go for a number. I think we've had one with something else. 2, okay. Some area has fallen into recession. What area is this, Patrick? Which one do you think it is?
The UK?
It's not the UK, no. No, it's not the UK. What area do you think this is, Pad?
Oh, is it the EU?
Go on, Pete. The EU, the Eurozone, have gone into recession.
Yeah.
The economy of the 20-block nation contracted by 0.1% between January and March, after also shrinking in the final 3 months of 2022. They're in recession. How are they in recession? And we're not then. I don't understand that. Because, we are supposed to be locked out of the block there. I think we probably will be in recession. I think we've looked back.
We're going to be in recession.
I think we
probably already are in recession.
If we are, it often happens. The revised figures are over. You look, we were in recession, and the market starts to rally, and okay, it's going to get better from now on in.
But also, different countries judge GDP in different ways.
Yeah. Well, if I was there, I'd judge it on...
It's not always a fair comparison.
Yeah. Well, if I were them, I would just judge it on the fact that, we're not in recession. Say, no, we're not in recession. We've got the figures. We don't
I think that's pretty much what happens, yeah.
Yeah, just the figures are boring, guys. We're not in recession. It's all good. It's all good. Imagine the Chancellor saying that. Guys, figures are boring. We're okay. It's all good. Crack on. Buy what you want. Crack on. We're creating a couple of jobs here, We're doing okay. Doing okay. Do you think I would suffice press? People asking questions. What's the numbers, Jeremy? Don't you worry about the numbers. That's me.
Numbers.
Yeah, I worry about the numbers. You don't. Don't worry. Don't wake up all night worrying about numbers. That's my job. I'm paid to do that. You just crack on, right? Okay, one more. Let's do one more. Come on then. Go for it. Whose number is it? Whose number call out? Go on.
It's Pad.
Paddy, go on.
Number three.
Number 3. Okay. Who announced their first product in years this week? Big company.
Oh, Apple.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm just thinking. I still think who is going to wear
I can't
ski
see
goggles?
these things ever taking off. Yeah.
No. Ski goggles on their head. No, they cost $3,499. I don't care. Wearing anything on your face like that is hard work, isn't it? Even glasses I find hard work. Google Glasses are better than that. And at least people say you look an idiot wearing them. But I can't see that works. I mean, you have the Apple fans buying that rubbish because they buy any old crap, wouldn't they? Literally, they could I do, and literally joke dog poo, Apple could, and they would queue up to buy it, some people would, and they'd charge $500 for it. People, it's Wi-Fi connected, Bluetooth. Yeah. But, I don't know, it smells, and in fact, it's real poo, but it's...
I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Like, if they sell like a few thousand of them, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But I can't see any use for it.
No. But do you see that Zuckerberg has come out criticising it? Because, of course, that's their thing, isn't it? Meta, which I don't know if it's taken off, is it? But
no, it's failed massively. Like, it's not even a thing for most companies who were getting excited about it last year.
Exactly. He went on the whole branding up Meta and stuff and all this stuff, going with Meta. And also, they're talking about AI more now. And whereas Mark's, no one's dropped the Meta, yeah? Just drop the Meta. Can you say it's May-ita, like it's MIs or AI or something like that, because that's what people want. Well, Mark, we're going to drop the Meta. He rebranded it, spent billions on it. But he said apparently he's been criticising now Apple's product, saying that Apple's device didn't present any major breakthrough in technology that Meta hadn't already explored. And he said, literally, it's not the one I want. He also pointed to the fact that Meta's upcoming Quest 3 headset is much cheaper at $499. In fact, a guy in I look at this. What's the difference then? Got a tech guy on CNBC came on. Seems very unbiased. He said, I've tried them both. He said, I've tried Meta's and I've tried. Luckily, I tried Vision Pro, which is Apple's. And he said, I gotta say, Apple wins hand down. He said, what do you mean? In what way? He said, it's you put Meta's on. It's a little bit pixelated sometimes. The augmented reality and all that stuff, and it's just the zoom's not that good. It's in Apple's. It's like you haven't got anything in your face. It's like it's quite heavy, but the vision is perfect. The vision's perfect. The zoom's perfect. Everything is perfect about it. He says it's pricey, yes, but it's a lot better product than Mark Zuckerberg. That must be gutting for Zuckerberg. He's been like 10 years on this, hasn't he? And Apple just comes out and says it's a lot better. Apple's. It's like Mark, yours is rubbish.
But like apart from gaming, and maybe some like medicinal things, like where would this be used? Sex and porn, maybe.
There's a lot of that. If you want, I don't know how it works. That's not, I suppose virtual reality sex, not sex with your partner when you're wearing that in your head, because that wouldn't. How are you going to kiss? What are those on your face? You're not really.
Did you see what it does with FaceTime? So you can FaceTime people, but obviously if you're wearing the goggles, then you're not holding a phone for the other person to see your face. So it's just a one-way thing. So instead they do a sort of synthesized version. You scan your face with it previously.
Oh, yeah.
Then it does like a sort of animated version of your head. Yeah. So the other person gets that down the line. Yeah. Which doesn't seem to me to be an incredibly... No. That wouldn't be a fun conversation.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the Apple event, though, which is amazing they call it an event. Like I said, if we work in radio, it's the only advert you'll get in the news. Every other product that's sold has to go in the advert slot, running up to the news on commercial radio. But Apple managed to call it an event and actually get announced by newscasts. Newsreaders talk about the Apple event. It's an advert, you fool. Why are you advertising Apple stuff in the news bulletin? But yeah, so it's amazing. But literally, they come up now with now we can create fantastic pictures and avatars on the front screen of your phone. Is that all you've got to now? Is creating avatars? Is that the extent of your technology? But there we are. I suppose if you spend $3,499 on that, you're going to want to use it, aren't you? But just take that thing off your head, John. I know I want to use it. I like it. But it's because you spend. I suppose one of the things, the guilty pleasure. You buy that, you're going to use it, and someone says, "Just take it off." It's ridiculous. It just doesn't work. It's stupid. But nuts. But there we are. I think we come to the extent of AI. The technology limits until AI kicks in. I think AI was amazing, by the way. I showed my kids, one more thing. I showed my kids about, said, if you're going to a bit of homework stuck on, like stories, just put all the details in Chat GPT. It does it for you. I did it earlier with Monty, right? So Monty, and he said, it's amazing. So he put it in, he said, I'm 10-year-old, Monty, a 10-year-old boy, loves football, plays for his local football team, and one day he always wants to play Spurs, and Harry Kane comes to watch him. And he came out with about 10 paragraphs, really well-articulated story about him playing his local team. Harry Kane came along and said, one day, Monty, you'll play for Spurs. Phenomenal, within seconds. Absolutely brilliant. So,
you're encouraging your kids to use it for their homework.
Yeah, because I'm saying surely they get some credit for discovering AI and so using it in some practical way. So these kids are ahead of the curve. They're using AI for their homework. That's brilliant.
They're not. Every kid's using it.
I know. Yes, it's good. Have you used it? It's very good, isn't it? But here's a fact. Everyone's sort of worried about things. Do you know the data is only up until September 2021?
On ChatGPT at the moment, yes.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Yeah, that's obviously going to change and evolve. Yeah.
Well, because there's need enough data to be accurate, sort of thing. So they'll move up. Yeah, but it'll still be like anyway. All right, boys. Anything else? I'm sweating like a maniac here. Honestly.
Okay.
Anything else, Pad? Are you gone?
No, that's it. Yeah, that's good.
Well, thanks.
That's it. Yeah, same.
Thanks for joining the last 5 minutes. It's very good. Cheers, guys.
It's my pleasure.
Next week. Bye-bye.
Yes. Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
The Share Pickers Weekend Podcast with Justin, Paddy, Peter and Steve. The content of this podcast is not intended as investment advice. It is for information purposes only. People in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.